Gives me great pleasure to introduce episode 119 of the ISTHMIAN Prem Fan Roundtable. Wonderful guests, Ian, John and Terry from Haringey, Canvey and Margate. We were going to have a few more people on, but there's been lots of stuff happening in their lives, so they couldn't make it, but they're all okay. So first of all, hello everyone. How are you this evening?
Hello.
Evening, Chris.
Yeah, there's a bit of a delay there, mate. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. All good. Yes, a slow one. I should be the one that's slow here because I'm still recovering from that Sussex Cup semi-final victory that I won't talk about at least 8 times today. So I'm a little bit weary. So I'm hoping you lot do more of the chat than me today. But let's go straight into a certain Ian. Let's talk Haringey. Let's talk about what's not been a bad little run at the moment.
No, it came to like a run of 3, count them, 3 and 3 wins on the spin for the first time since as long as I can remember, really. So in all competitions, but the run came to an end last night when we lost to #United in the Velocity semi-finals. Apparently, I didn't go, but I'm reliably informed that we were robbed. Very, very dubious winner, which should have been disallowed, and a very soft penalty. But before that, we had beat Margate in the league at home, our second home win of the season, and then we followed that up on the Tuesday night with I didn't go to that one either. Followed that up on a Tuesday night by beating Whitehawk in the Velocity Trophy, and then followed that up with a washout against Potters Bar. But on Saturday, we beat Cheshunt for the second time this season. So that's now 25% of our points this season in the last 2 games.
And 18 bragging rights as well. So
yeah, I mean, 25% of our points this season have come from Cheshunt as well. So
that's it. But that's a key win, really, isn't it?
Yeah,
scheme of the relegation battle, isn't it?
If we hadn't won both of those, I would have given up and I just said we're down. But as it is now, there's a glimmer of hope.
Yeah. What we're saying, yes, it is close, isn't it? Cheshunt are definitely in the. It's just Cheshunt, though, isn't it? Really, it's either going to be.
The thing about Cheshunt is they still have like 2 or 3 quite winnable games, so I think they're going to get probably about 10 more points this season. So we need to get 15 more points this season to pip them. And I think it's Cheshunt who are probably the team to beat. I feel like we're going to finish 2nd or 3rd in this like little 5-team mini league.
Yeah.
But the Cheshunt game was also notable for Ole Durojaiye making his 12th, 13th debut for Haringey. It's slightly ridiculous. I'm not entirely sure how many times he's been back, but he leaves and then midway through the season he'll be back. And he's lasted until March this time around before making his Haringey debut. I think he was at Weymouth. But yeah, it was good to have him back. He was an absolute menace. Scored the only goal of the game. Constantly made a nuisance of himself in the middle of the pitch. Just forgot how much I'd missed him. I think everybody was a little bit skeptical when they were like, "He's back again." But won over the doubters very quickly.
Yeah, well, when you get a goal, you do sort of doubters out. Well, saying that, Ian, so were you at the Margate game?
I missed that.
Okay.
No, I was can't remember what I was doing on international duty. Maybe I think it was the Women's International break then. But yeah, that was a really, really good win as well. And I think it's the little bit of luck that I think we probably haven't had, like against Cheshunt as well. It was like,
right, moving on to you then, John. Canvey have not had a good run of things at the moment, and you're not going to be involved in any relegation battle. I mean, what's your thoughts on what's been the kind of worrying kind of last few results, really?
Yeah, no, it's not been great. I mean, as you say, I don't think we're going to obviously get sucked into anything bad now. I mean, we're still 15 points above the drop zone, so I think really, realistically, we only need about sort of 5 or 6 more points probably to guarantee that sort of safety net mathematically. But no, it's not been a good run. I mean, ironically, I think it's since I come back from being abroad, so I'm pending my application to do a bit of missionary work in the Marshall Islands. We'll be in the National League by the time I come back, mark my words.
Yeah.
it's not been particularly great, and it's a shame really because we seem to. I don't know, in the last couple, sort of had a few signs of improvement. I mean, obviously the Carl Sharton one, we were unlucky not to win. Lewis away, we showed a good bit of fight to come back into that. I mean, I know you messaged me after that one, didn't you, Chris? But I decided a bit of enjoyment about taking Lewis back. And, you know, I mean, I thought that was a fairly sort of evenish game. I mean, you could probably say it's a neutral, they sort of edged the play. But sort of last 15, 20 minutes of the game, I mean, we were all over them. And we kind of got what our performance merited, really. I mean, we got that equaliser sort of right bang on the 90th minute. Cracking little goal from Sam Higgins. I mean, for a man of his size, I didn't quite think he could move like that. But I think he pretty much ended Ronnie Vince's career in just knocking the guy to the floor and came inside. So, you know, we were absolutely made up about that. And then it was just mad last 5 minutes. I say they scored 2 minutes later. And I think, well, I turned around to one of the other boys there that I was just like, it's just the hope that kills you, innit? Yeah. Literally cut the other end, get a free kick, and he just levers it in, Higgins. So, you know, he left there feeling like a win, which is really good. Yeah. So, yeah, to kind of go on to Wingate as we did at the weekend, it's a shame we couldn't follow it up, really. And, you know, I mean, I thought it would be a much tougher game. I mean, I say that coming off back of a loss, really. There wasn't a great deal in it. I mean, considering where they were in the league, they looked about as mid-table as we did, really. But I think the key difference really was that they could take their chances while we couldn't. Obviously, I think the boy obviously got their first goal. He was like the scourge of us away. So, I mean, thankfully, he didn't score 3 this time, just the one. So he was being a bit generous to us. I mean, the second goal was shrouding a bit of controversy. I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm not as versed in the old referees rule book as everyone else, but I think they sort of got it on the back of basically one of our boys had taken a clatter into the face and his tooth literally got knocked out. So he went down on his head. I don't think he went down quite quick enough for the linesman to show any sympathy. So they just lobbed it up the other end of the field. And we were already down to 10 men at that point anyway, because another one of our boys, our left back, he picked up a knock. I mean, we were waiting to make the substitution and yeah, they just got in and scored off of that. So there was a bit of controversy in that. But yeah, I mean, we didn't really create enough to warrant that, which is a worrying sign. I mean, because we got a striker in the team last year who scored. I mean, well, we got the one who's for us who scored about 20 plus goals, and then you got Higgins who scored 30 odd goals. So it's kind of like, you know, we've got to try and find some way of getting them backfiring a goal, really. But I don't know, it just seemed to be.
What do you think it is, John? Though, what do you think? There's obviously such a drop off from last season. What do you think it is down to?
I don't know. I mean, I think it's just been a series of factors, really. I mean, I'll probably have a better idea of sort of assessing it at the end of the season, but I don't know, obviously injuries for a starter have killed us. I mean, not having our sort of key player, Evans Kouassi, in the side hasn't helped. So kind of it's almost like reinventing the wheel, really, in terms of how our formula was set up to play. I mean, we've had sort of stop-start with postponements throughout the season. I mean, I think that's obviously something that's killed quite a lot of teams, really. I don't even know a season like it as far as postponements go. It's been mental. But yeah, I think as well as that, just sort of, I don't know, trying to bounce back from the sort of bad runs we've had, who just maybe not had the resolve to do it this year, which is a shame because a lot of the key players from last year are still there. But something obviously has just, I don't know, gone wrong somewhere along the line. So I think it's for us now, it's just basically winding down the season, seeing maybe what works and what doesn't work, and assessing to go again next year. But obviously, I don't feel a lot of people with a great deal of confidence. I mean, I think there were sort of people who had sort of planned to do away days and that who are dropping off now, and it's kind of like, yeah, just I don't know, just try and give us something towards the end of the season, and yeah, we'll see where we are in the summer. But it's an odd one. It's kind of that whole classic second season syndrome tale. It's an odd one. So one to assess in the summer, I think.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, we did, as I say, we did have Terry. I think Terry has officially left the building now. She did try. She's having technical issues. I know I don't want to sort of talk bad once she's not here, but you think Margate, it's not looking good. I mean, I do like Margate, but it's not. I think
shame they can't play us every week. but no, it's not looking good for them. I mean. I'll say I would have generally thought after they beat us, maybe they'd go on and start picking up a bit of form. I mean, the game before they played us, they run sham close. I mean, I always sort of try and keep an eye on the ups and downs of the league as well. But yeah, since then it just, I don't know, it just doesn't seem to be clicking for them. And other sides starting to pick up, as you say, like Cheshunt, Haringey have picked up a few good results. So I mean, the more and more they get sucked into it, the harder it's going to be to get out.
I think
I mean, obviously a couple of games, didn't they, in hand, especially this Cheshunt one that keeps getting postponed. But what Concord having all their games in hand as well, it's going to be a tight finish, I think.
Yeah. What you were about to say, Ian?
Yeah, I think Kingstonian are gone, and I think it's just going to be one of us four. I think that's going to stay up. And my feeling at the moment is it's probably going to be Cheshunt, just because it's more in their hands than it is in any of the other teams.
Yeah.
I mean, I think for us to stay up, we basically need everybody to finish on us, Concord, Cheshunt, all get the same amount of points, Margate as well. And if we're just sort of the 1 point ahead of them, then we can stay up. But if like Cheshunt win 2 or 3 of their remaining games, they're probably out of sight.
Yeah.
The same with Margate, really. But yeah, I think it could be any one of us at the moment.
Yeah, that's definitely. I mean, as you say, John, I do like to look at the ups and downs of the league. I'm very surprised. I mean, like I say, we yourselves, John. I just thought you'd be having a much better season than you are, and it just shows
we thought that as well, mate. Really, but it does go and show the unpredictable nature of the league. Really, I mean, there are other sides I thought we might be up doing a bit more this season. I mean, I think at the start of the season, everyone thought that Dulwich might be in the sort of top 3 for most of the year, but they've kind of stuttered and started, haven't they? I mean, they might be able to sort of force an issue into the playoffs now, but it's kind of a bit more short of what I thought they'd be. But it's still a lot of interesting going on as we're sort of run up to the end of the season. I mean, obviously, as you say, Ian, the relegation race is a lot tighter than I think it may have been a couple of weeks ago. Obviously, you think it's advantage Cheshunt now, but obviously they've got to make the most of that while they can.
Yeah, I mean, if they lose to Kingstonian on Saturday,
that's it. It blows the door wide open, doesn't it?
And we beat Cray Wanderers, which they're losing tonight to Potter's Bar. I think they'll be hopefully knackered, hoping for a couple of knocks and a red card.
Is that at your place?
We beat them by 17 goals. We're out of the relegation zone, so.
That's it. I mean, it's still all there to play for. I mean, I think obviously a lot of people, particularly on the and they assess it on the Isthmian website. Obviously, they look at Concord and say, "Oh, they've got all these games in hand, so they could be the one to maybe force the issue." But they had a similar situation last year in the National South, and I think it got to the point where they were playing so many games in succession, it just absolutely shot them down. Really, they couldn't get the points they needed, and that killed them. So it's still all there to play for, really. So you just don't know. It's obviously who turns up now, who's got the bottle to see it through.
Yeah, well,
I mean, it's the same really playoff chase as well, isn't it?
Well, that's what I was going to go to, John, because obviously we had Billericay. We've had a load of cancellations, but we had Billericay on the Saturday. I unfortunately couldn't go. I listened to it on our radio. Old Tom, who does the radio for us, and Will Harley scored for us, a youngster who's just coming from the academy. Kind of, unfortunately, with the weather how it's been, our pitch is really it's gone to pot. Like it's like from what everyone that tells me, it's like if Shane Warne or even Phil Edmonds, depending how old we all are, but had a little bowl on it, it would be going everywhere. It's really bobbly and obviously Hastings, that we for our sins, we do try and play it on the ground and that. And if your game's based on that and the ball's going everywhere, it's not going to help. But again, and you look at Haringey, who I mean, you're thinking, how are they still up there? Like you see Enfield out of the spots again. I thought Enfield were a shoe-in for the playoffs, but the playoffs are up to probably, well, I'm just looking at this now, and you think that no one's truly out of it, even down to sort of Bognor. But it's just about being consistent. And as you've said before, John, like there's no team in this league literally that's consistent other than Hornchurch. And
that's it, exactly. I mean, it only really seems to be, like I say, them and possibly Chatham really that can pull ahead of anyone. I mean, even like sort of Horsham put together a really good run recently, and then go to losing Cole Shelton at the weekend. I mean, it surprised me that Wingate got up as high as third. I didn't quite realise it was that tight until I saw the table afterwards. But it just goes to show really how it can flip. And it was similar for us last season, really, because I mean, we thought we were just about going to sneak in the playoffs, And then it only took, I think, Hornchurch and Stortford losing on a consecutive weekend for us to end up in the title race. So yeah, and that was sort of late in March. So it's an absolute roller coaster. I mean, you're gonna love it in a way, but you hate it if you're involved in it. It's just an absolute nightmare.
Well, I would really, really love it if we beat Chatham on Saturday because they're coming to our place. Hopefully the rain don't ruin that because bloody weather's been awful. But it's a massive game for Hastings. I mean, if we don't get any result from that, then I think that's our playoff hopes put to bed. Myself, I'm sure others will jump on me and say, no, it's too early to say that. But we really got to start picking points up against these teams. Just quickly, gentlemen, I've got to mention it again. Sorry, just Sussex Cup semi-final, which was in Lancing against Littlehampton. I just want to mention it for anyone that's listening. 3-0. I predicted 3-0. I also said that David Rodari is going to get a few. What I didn't do is I didn't bet it. I didn't put a bet on, so I didn't gain any money from this. It was just.
Can you bet on the Sussex Senior Cup?
Well, you can bet. You can bet on the obviously in our league. You can. So I didn't even look, to be honest. I was too busy having a bit of a sing off with the Littlehampton fans to put me bet on. So, but yeah, just quickly, Littlehampton. They put up a good fight. It was simply. Just that little bit of extra quality that we had that was the difference really, and that's why we, particularly David Rodari, who's having a great season, and he was just too good for them. Decent turnout. I don't like Lancing. I've never liked that ground. I don't know why we've got to go all the way there to play a semi-final. But we're off to the Amex. Hastings boys and girls were in good voice. It was an excellent away day. I am still recovering from it. So yeah,
Sign of a good away day.
Yeah, no, it was a good one. The chaps got me home, so yeah, I was deposited in my house last night. So, but yeah, a great day, and well done everyone involved with the club who's got us there. It's the first time in 26 years that we've got to the final. So we don't know a date, but that's going to be a good one. That's at Brighton. So, but yeah,
time to lobby for a County Cup Winners' Cup.
Yeah.
I think it would be great. Like everybody who wins the County Cup gets to play in a competition. Winner gets a Champions League spot.
Do you know what I mean? I'm willing to take that on.
Funny enough, I'm sort of off topic. Well, I say off topic, it's all about County Cup. I've always sort of said amongst a couple of the boys I watch Canvey with, or I don't know, we'd like to think of ourselves football aficionados. We've had a few beers. But I would love if we adopted a sort of similar model to what they have out in Germany. Because out there you have state cups, and basically whoever wins their state cup, whether they could be, I don't know, sort of one of the bigger teams or like a lowly, I don't know, overleague side out there, equivalent to our like ISTHMIAN League, they earn themselves an automatic place in the first round of the German Cup. So that means that they've got an eligible place to play someone like, I don't know, like Bayern Munich or Borussia Dortmund at home.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think that would give, I don't know, particularly when you see sort of sides here, some take it seriously, others don't. I think it would put a lot more sort of steam and incentive really into sides wanting to win their County Cup. Because, I mean, obviously it can be a really good achievement, as you say. It's for yourselves, Chris, it's a chance to go to the Amex. Sort of big evening out under the lights, and it's a bit of silverware at the end of the day. So it's good when, as you say, you see your side take it seriously. It's something nice to look back on at the end of the season. But if you had that little bit of extra spice, just for me, I think it would make a lot better. Say if you had maybe an automatic first round place in the FA Cup, I think that would be a good incentive for teams going forward. But we'll leave that to the FA to decide whether they get around in the next 100 years.
I was going to say, you beat me to it, yeah.
That's it.
But yeah, obviously, I didn't even mention we got Horsham. Horsham, that's going to be a tough game. So Horsham are a very good side. Again, they're in that sort of playoff hunt. But who knows? That's what I mean. You just don't know at the moment, do you? Nothing's settled. I mean, other than Kingstonian, in my eyes, nothing is settled in this league.
They're
and Hornchurch, obviously, but
Hornchurch, yeah, as well.
Yeah,
I mean, if Hornchurch could pull that back like they did against Bognor at the weekend, like was that 95th and 98th minute they scored?
Yeah,
God. I mean, that boy who scored from that Lewis Manor, I mean, he was a really good striker last year and got himself moved to the National South. So they must be forking out a decent wedge for him. That's what I'm going to say.
Well, yeah,
But I suppose you can do it. You've got that resource. You go for it.
yeah, I've heard that they're spending big, spending serious money. But yeah, okay, yeah,
Here, Michael, I don't think he drives a Ferrari now.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose I've been a sort of Canvey fan in our history. I can't really say much because we were that side at one point back in the old Jeff King days. That
Yeah.
was Canvey. The sort of envy of a lot. We were a nothing club until then. So but yeah, that's it. It's as you say, playoffs still very much open. I mean, I don't know who got who in the run up sort of this weekend.
Well, we've got a massive game. I think it's probably one of our most winnable games left, home to Cray Wanderers. So
Yeah.
I think we win that and we give ourselves. So the last few games have very much been like eliminators in that if we don't win them, we're probably stumped. And I think this is probably like it's the first game where we can kind of, if we win that, we might be not stuffed.
Yeah, because we've also got Hornchurch, Billericay. You'd expect obviously Hornchurch to turn them over, and then that might open if there's a few wins underneath that sort of play at the playoff places. That might pull Billericay out of it. You've got Dulwich versus Lewis. Oh, what a game, eh? You imagine that.
The Waitrose Derby.
The Waitrose
Derby.
Yeah, so there's the big Waitrose Derby, and obviously, like you got Cheshunt Concord, which is
that's another big one.
That's a big.
I mean, Cheshunt only smacked them just recently, actually. I know they played that ably, didn't they, in the end? But yeah, that's another interesting one.
Well, yeah,
Enfield Horsham is a big game.
Yeah.
And Cheshunt Concord is a massive game in the relegation fight.
So I mean, got some cracking fixtures coming up Saturday, didn't we? So
like I say, just hope it's wet again. It's the most mad season I've known for a while in regards to postponements. Anyone on grass just screwed. I mean, it's the most we've had in years because normally our pitch is one of the better grass ones in the sort of local area because we were lucky enough to have like really good training shifts and put in under sort of Jeff King days. But even our groundsman, he just sort of turned up on Tuesday because we were meant to have Horsham, and literally it was just puddles everywhere. Yeah. It would have made for a cracking game of water polo, but football, it was out of question. But today, literally, we've had no rain today and it's all drained. So it seems to pick the most inconvenient times to want to do it.
Do you drain your pitch onto Concords?
It'll make for a great solution, to be fair, but I think they're already miserable enough down there, so I don't know.
It is funny seeing their Twitter and all that, because you see people posting about, because obviously the whole thing with Concord always getting games cancelled. There's always people teasing them about it.
You know what? Have you seen that little joke post that goes around? Like, say the line, Concord.
Yeah.
It's the Simpsons one, isn't it?
We made that up and chucked it onto Twitter, and basically it's just taken on a life of its own since.
Yeah. I couldn't find that one. I did a different one. I couldn't find your. You'll have to send me that one day.
I'll have to link you it, Monday.
Send me in. Well, hang on, we got Terry back. Terry.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm working or not.
No, we can hear you.
No, you're working, definitely.
We can always hear you, Terry.
Yeah, excellent.
Right, in a nutshell, right, Margate.
God, where have I gone?
Where have you got? You're in Margate, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm just trying to find the bloody screen. This is just horrific, this new thing. It's just awful. Technology, mate. There we go. Right, you're back. I've got your lovely face. Yeah, Margate, well, I've pretty much resigned myself to being relegated. So, yeah, we've won one game since November. It's not for want of trying. So, yeah, I've just resigned.
You think it's done? You think it's done, yeah?
Yeah, I really do, because with the effort we're putting in, that's the trouble. The boys are putting the effort in, and we're still not producing. It's gutting.
Well, come on.
Shame can't play us every week, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, literally, we've won the one game since November, and that's it. We pulled it back from 4-0 down the other day, but it's still not enough. Two goals ain't enough.
You never know. You never know, do you? You've got. There's still that Cheshunt. There's still Cheshunt there. I mean, it might be other clubs, but it could be.
Well, the fact that the game was off means we can actually get Harry Hudson back on, because he ended up with concussion at the last game. Steve was out injured. Tyler's out injured. Tyrone's out injured, and Blackie's on a ban because he got a red.
Okay.
So we've got a thin squad as it is. So yeah.
Well, you let Don Vose go. What happened there then?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think he fitted in really.
No.
don't know. We got a couple of better players in, let's put it that way.
Well, so no chance against Carl Shorten Saturday then, you think?
I can't remember the last time we beat them. It was about 2016.
Yeah. I've never known you this negative, Terry.
Well, it's when you get one game since November, it does tend to take its toll.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Well,
just realistic, I suppose. I'm still going to be there. We're still going to cheer them on every week, like there's a hope. But
the saving grace is that there are 5 teams in this league who are absolutely dreadful, and that's the comfort I'm taking. It's that yes, we are bad at football, but there are 4 other teams who are just as bad, and one of us is going to stay up.
I'll take that. I say I wouldn't mind if we weren't actually. Some of the performance when we can string a couple of passes together and it looks good football, but it's just not good enough.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't think it's done yet. As I was just saying before, while you were off, that Kingstonian done, Hornchurch up. Other than that, it's all up for grabs.
I mean, I say, don't get me wrong. I will still be there behind the goal, cheering them on as if we've got a chance. And I'm never going to let my boys down. I'm always going to be there encouraging them. But it's just getting really hard.
Until it's done, isn't it? I mean, even I know with your record at Colsharlton, you could go there and they might have a bit of pressure on their shoulders. They want to stay in the playoff race, so anything can happen. I think that's what you got to try and think. I mean, I generally think the Canvey's going to win another game before the end of the season, but what do I know? It's something like that, isn't it? I'm happy with draws. Anything can happen.
Realistically, I've sort of okay, new grounds next season. Do you know what I mean? But yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, particularly this Saturday, there's some cracking games. So more will be revealed on Saturday, and we'll see what happens.
If we ever get the Cheshunt game on, it's the 4th time it's been called off.
Is there anything with Cheshunt's ground, or is it just that it was just shit weather? I mean,
just waterlogged pitch.
Yeah,
the pitch is normally okay. I've been there when it's been chucking it down, and it's been fine. I think it's just been so wet this year.
Yeah, it has been more than usual, isn't it?
Yeah, it always seems to be on match day as well, doesn't it? You can be fine for the few days beforehand, and all of a sudden it absolutely tips it down the morning of the game.
Yeah.
Right then. Okay,
we'll see what happens.
See what happens. Okay, and my lot, we've got Chatham, which could be an interesting game because they're
bit of a grudge match, eh?
Yeah, and things happened last game at the Chatham game.
Yeah.
So, but hopefully none of that happens.
Pitch, mate, it might actually work in your favour because they like to play sort of quick football on the floor, especially on their surface, don't they? So you bring them sort of down to that now to use your pitch. Who's to say?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, again, it's a cracking set of fixtures this Saturday, so it's going to be a good week, exciting week, no matter what.
Business end of the season, isn't it?
Yeah, this is fun times now, or sad times. Who knows? But listen, thank you very much, Ian, John, and Terry. Thanks for coming on. And see you at the game. Yeah, see you.
Definitely,
guys. Take care. Yeah.
See ya.
Take care. Bye.
Lovely.